Hi everyone, welcome to the Compassionate Creativity warm-up. Very grateful to share it with you today from Bisbee, Arizona. Let's start by putting our feet about hip width apart on the earth or the floor, the ground where you happen to be. You can also do this sitting down or just in your mind if that's helpful. Feeling your feet along the ground, shifting your weight. Doing a bit of a body scan, notice if there are places that would like some extra breath as you go from your feet, looking inside all the way up toward your head. Feeling that energy come up from the ground. And bringing your eyes to a close if they're not already. This might help to see inside a little bit more. And noticing when you come to a point around your heels where it feels as though all the bones are stacked on top and the muscles are simply supporting. Balancing there, let's take a breath in through our head, our thoughts, our mind. Noticing what's there. And exhaling it out to the sides. A second inhale now through the chest, the heart, the emotional center. Noticing how you're feeling. And exhaling it again to the sides. Third breath into the gut. Noticing whatever might be there, needs, impulses, or just giving breath to that part of your body. And exhaling it to the sides. And a final breath now up through the heels, into the knees, up through the thighs, the pelvis, including the heart, including the head. And as it gets higher, it takes the shoulders down and the elbows up. Of course, if you need to open your eyes and watch me, that is just fine. And starting to reach now up, up, up into the sky. Shifting your weight from right to left. Opening your eyes if they're not already and noticing that there's something there that you can see outside of yourself that might be really helpful for you today to be able to be more present and available to yourself and or others. Sometimes, even if we can't have that thing, just the acknowledgement of it and being able to reach for it outside of ourselves allows it to be expressed. And then that reach goes further down into the earth with our heels, further up into the air with our fingers. And even the idea of that thing, whatever it might be, comes into our hands, took, into our elbows, took, into our shoulders, took, and into our head, and takes us all the way down and over. The head being like a bell between our two shoulders. Anything flopping out of the head that just wants to release or let go. And giving a little bit extra shift of a weight from right foot to left foot, still feeling that point along our heels. And taking an inhale here into our lower back. And on the exhale, allowing our fingers to droop toward the ground and our feet to gently find their way back into a downward dog-like place. Allowing the neck to be nice and free, giving the feet a gentle pedal.
Anything that wants to release from the heart can just go out into the river in the middle. Any sounds that you might want to make are absolutely welcome. I like to say that there's always sound there. It's just a choice of whether we voice it or not. Taking one more inhale here. And on the exhale, touching our knees down, touching our chin down, and following through in whatever way is best for you. We're going to keep our pelvis along the ground and feel a walrus with a tail along our feet and just a very nice gentle curve in our lower back there. This is Max's favorite part. You can make walrus sounds if you have animals, they'll love this. And letting your hands come off the ground a little bit. Taking one more inhale here. And on the exhale, releasing your feet to your butt. Placing your head along the ground or wherever it can gently be there. Max, come out of the way, Max. Everybody's got to see. And taking at least 3 breaths, forehead along the ground, to have to do nothing for nobody. Simply be in stillness and silence. Enjoying the privilege and the right to take a few more breaths in this shape. Encouraging yourself to value this as possibly the most productive thing that you could do right now. And gently, little by little, reaching your hands forward to the collective fire of everybody else who might be doing this warm-up now with us. And feeling anything that can give you warmth and comfort in that center. And allowing it to come into your hands, your elbows, and tapping it into your shoulders. Bringing your hands back down to the ground, noticing if there's something that you are grateful for or appreciative of in this moment, or just the feeling of gratitude itself. And taking an inhale of that, and on the exhale, allowing that to move you to all fours. I'm going to turn so that you can see me a little bit better. And taking an inhale here of a cat, rounding the back. And an exhale of a cow, allowing the spine to move in the opposite direction. And inhaling one more cat. And exhaling a dog with a wagging tail. And if some sound wants to come out, of course, let it. And then gently finding how your head might want to move right now in concert with your tail. Just taking 10 seconds to move anything else that feels like it wants to have a little bit extra space for you. And gently finding more of a flat back, a very stable position where your hands are going, your wrists directly into the ground. You can really feel your knees solidly coming in a square perpendicular shape into the ground. imagining that you have 23 circus performers on top of your strong, stable, courageous back. And with them all there, taking an inhale, and on the exhale, allowing your knee to soar up into space along with your leg, feeling the long line from your toes all the way through your head, lifting your chin up gently, noticing something in your space that you're in right now that you've never noticed before, and now sending some sound and energy to what you see. 1, 2, 3. Shake that leg a little bit more. And then gently circling that knee around as if there's a crayon on the end of your knee that's drawing colorful shapes all over your living room or porch or wherever you happen to be joining us from. And touching that knee down, noticing that all those circus performers are still calibrating and balancing on top of you. And feeling that flat back and the length from the end of your spine out through the top of your head. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, your left leg floats up into space. Still keeping your hips square so those circus performers can balance well. And now finding a place on the other side of the earth, through the floor, that you would really love to send some sound and energy to. And on the count of 3, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. And gently circling the knee around. This time, if there's light coming out of the knee that's lighting up any dark spots in your room, in the world, and touching it down. And taking one more inhale here. And on the exhale, tucking your toes and returning to downward dog. Noticing how this downward dog might feel different than the first one. And giving those feet, those heels, an extra pedal. Anything else that wants to be let go onto the ground, allowing it to droop out. Noticing how you can be in this shape with the least amount of muscle helping you. And gently walking your feet toward your hands or your hands toward your feet. And with your head nice and loose, top pointing to the ground, as we shift our weight from right to left, hips about, feet about hips width apart, find little by little an infinity sign, a figure 8, with your fingers close or as close as they are today to the ground. And you could feel that shape also in your sacrum and your lower back. You could also feel it in the back of your head, the occiput. They're all circling around. And that circling little by little is going to bring us up with a hum as we feel that circling move through our heels, knees. Take your time as you come up. Head will be the last thing to float up, and that figure 8 is still going. And as I arrive here, I'd like to encourage you to invest in this shape a little bit more. And as you invest in it more, it might be by breathing more with the movement or allowing the breath to even lead. And just noticing as you invest what you feel as though you're doing right now. Give it a metaphor wash. If it helps to close your eyes, feel free. My example today is that I feel like a monkey
kind of running through an open field. It might also be that you feel like an element, maybe water, swishing. And whatever that image is, allowing yourself to go into it a little bit more. If you're water, what does the world look like around you? What are your fingers touching? Seeing that whole image outside of yourself, knowing that we can create it and be there. And then slow motion. Slow motion sounds are always fun. And speeding it up and getting smaller and smaller. And even though you're getting smaller and smaller with this, that you're taking up less volume and space, it's still just as, if not more powerful. And you're hungry. So you're grabbing energy from the whole earth. And you're taking that energy and giving it. Slow motion. And little by little finding your feet on the ground and that stillness once more. Looking down to your left hand. And as you turn your palm over, you see something that is really exciting you right now. It's something that maybe is giving you a lot of energy. It could be anything, even just the idea of excitement itself. It might be something from the past. It might be something that's happening right now. It might be something that you're looking forward to. Noticing if it's challenging to find that thing, letting yourself be right there. And then that idea, you can see it, whatever it is, person, place, thing, image, revelation, it's right there in your hand. And then looking to your right hand, and as you turn it palm up, you notice something there that maybe feels really scary. Something maybe that you're very unsure of. Something might have come into mind or heart right away. While taking care of yourself, choose whatever thing you want that to be. We're going to play with these two different dynamics in our bodies. So we're going to look to the thing that is giving us energy and allow that energy to move into our wrist and into our elbow. When that thing energizes us, when we put that idea into our body, how does it shift our breath? Shoulder, chest. Now moving to that thing that we're possibly afraid of or unsure of, and notice how it moves into our wrist. Maybe it has a different weight than the thing on this side, a different tempo, a different speed. I notice when I move my wrist on this side, my foot also wants to move. And into the elbow, shoulder. Adding sound if you'd like to. Into the chest. Down into the hip. And hip energy. And unsureness in the knee, right knee. But excitement in the left knee. What is it like to experience both of those dynamics at the same time? Energy in the left foot and fear in the right foot. And energy in the whole body. And fear in the whole body. Energy one more time. Excitement. pulling these two energy, excitement, and the energy of fear or uncertainty as far apart in your two hands as you possibly can, feeling the space between. The immensity that we can feel and hold so many things at the same time. Pulling them even further apart and acknowledging that it's not this or this, but this and everything in between. We're gonna bring them together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. And we're gonna give them a shimmy. I'm sharing mine with you, even though you don't know exactly what they are. You know that I have these two dynamics existing within me too. And I'm gonna take them and as an extra wake-up call, shampoo them into the left side of my body, down my leg, into my foot, and up the other side. I'm gonna get a little hit of my butt and a little tap with soft fists to my kidneys, the place where my ancestors, my lineage lives and gives. And a little bit of puppy dogs in the sand, a little upward motion here, right in our abdomen, gaining us a bit of adrenaline. Sticking your tongue out. And raindrops onto the chest. Adding some sound to it. I'm noticing that when I do that, I'm holding on in my gut, so I'm gonna keep going and let it go as the raindrops fall onto my chest. And then swishing anything out the sides that wants to go, saying so long in whatever language or way is helpful for you right now. Farewell. Arrivederci. Ciao, ciao. Hasta la vista. Whew. 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 And giving your face a nice gentle massage. And as you begin to massage it, noticing a color that you would like to massage into your face. Maybe that color stirred up a word or an association. Whatever journey you happen to go on is absolutely perfect. And that color, allow it to empower you into your cheeks, into the tip of your nose, which connects to the energy meridian of your heart, connecting to your crown a little, and giving an extra pinch to the eyebrows of that color. And finding that whole color on your face, seeing what kind of mask that wants to make, and allowing that mask to go into the rest of your body to create an entire shape, and finding the sound and movement of that shape. Here's mine. Take your time to find yours. Maybe there's even a word that goes with it. I feel ready. Giving yourself a moment to play with that on your own. It might want to move around the space. And once complete, giving a tap to the top of your head. Drops of clarity from the sky are making their way from the top of your head, your crown, all the way through your body, your heart, your gut, down to that point on your feet. Once again, reconnecting and balancing with the ground, the earth. And taking these two things, these two dynamics, the energizing excitement and the fear or uncertainty, and bringing them behind you. At some point, these two specific things might be behind you, maybe very soon. but these dynamics will always be in relationship to. And on the count of 3, throwing them up in the air to catch them, to let them go a little bit more. Whatever image is best for you is best for me. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to throw you the energy and you can throw it back to me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's the possibility of continuing that throwing of energy to your space, to different objects in your space, to your pets who might still be watching you, and taking all of that energy, finding stillness once more. And I encourage you, if it's helpful, to just take a few minutes of quiet on the floor, to listen to your body, notice what it needs, what your next step of the day might be. Even if you can't do that thing, noticing where your body wants to lead you. And thank you for joining the Compassionate Creativity warm-up today. Sending you so much love from Bisbee, Arizona, and with you all day. Peace.